This fragrance is a queen. It's a queen when it comes to iris fragrances. It lasts all day. It's a stunner and I keep her for life in my collection. It's just stunning. If people come close to you, they'll be able to smell it and you'll get very beautiful compliments. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Giselle, I review perfumes. Welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you're one of my loyal returning subscribers. So guys, today is all about iris fragrances. Personally, I love iris. It's one of my favorite notes, and I think it's one of the most elegant notes in perfumery. And this video was actually highly requested on Instagram. Spring vibes are kicking in. Everybody is on spring mode. So yeah, iris is a typical floral note, and as such, it screams spring. So if you want to learn more about the fragrances I have for you today, let's dive in. So guys, I want you to know that all the fragrances I'm gonna review are iris forward. It's not that they just have one note of iris, but they truly are centered around iris, this beautiful purple flower. And the first one I have on my list today is Gardé by Mind Games. This perfume is something else. It's something else. Let me spray some here. Gosh, it's so stunning. It's a woody, fruity, floral, leather, gourmand type of scent, and you can pick everything I just said. You can pick the florals, you can pick the fruits, you can pick the leather note, you can pick the gourmand note right in the opening. We have a little bit of everything here. This is a very complex fragrance, and when I say complex, I say it in the best possible way, as a positive trait, right? It's really stunning. It's very buttery, very creamy. We have orris, we have jasmine, we have apricots, we have blackcurrant, we have leather, we have cedar, and we also have popcorn, which is the gourmand note here, and it's very present. This perfume has an incredible combination of orris and leather. Orris is the root of the iris, and it's usually buttery and creamy. Iris is also creamy, but it's more powdery than creamy. Orris is very expensive. It's way more expensive than the flower, and it is very creamy and very buttery, as I was saying. So the orris combined with leather takes this fragrance to a whole new level, and this combination makes this fragrance smell very creamy and very buttery. Now the leather here is like suede. It's not animalic at all. So even if you don't like leather, I'm not gonna say if you don't like leather you're gonna love this fragrance, because if you truly can't stand that leather note, this fragrance is not for you. However, if you do like leather, but you're picky with your leather perfumes, I think this one is definitely a must try, because trust me, the leather here, yes, it's very present, but it's suede. It's creamy, it's soft, it's velvety, it's almost satiny. It's really delicate, but it's there, it's very present, it's just stunning. So one thing that the perfumer wanted to create was a contrast, like the black and white on a chessboard. That's exactly what they wanted to create when they created Gardé. And we do have a lot of contrast here, because we have the apricot note. I don't know if I mentioned, but this fragrance has apricot in the top notes. So we do have the juicy, slightly pungent, fruity aspect in the opening, combined with leather and spices and florals and wood. And it is a very contrasting combination. We have spices here as well that are contrasting the fruity and floral notes. On the other hand, we have leather contrasting the gourmand note, which is the popcorn. So there is a lot of contrast here, and trust me, they nail it. It's a totally edgy type of scent. If I had to blindly guess what's the house behind this fragrance, I would have probably said 𝘿𝙄𝙎 because it's very edgy, very different, very daring, bold, unapologetic, completely different than any iris fragrance you could have ever smelled. Seriously, it's totally unisex. It lasts all day. And when I tell you all day, it's even after the shower. It really is a very long-lasting perfume. And when I tell you it's long-lasting, I'm talking about the skin. You can never assess longevity based on how long a fragrance lasts on clothes. That's totally misleading, but that's a topic for another video. Regarding longevity, real longevity on skin, on my skin, it lasts all day, as I was saying. So if you like super duper long-lasting, this is a beast. This is a beast. If you like this type of fragrances, if you like iris, of course, and if you enjoy the leather note, this fragrance, guys, if you like to smell different, because one thing I can guarantee, like 100%, is that no one around you will smell like you unless they have this fragrance, right? But it's so unique that if you like this type of scents, as I was saying, I can't recommend this fragrance enough. Ghardé by Mind Games. So the next fragrance on my list, guys, is Neon Garden by Dries Van Noten. I don't have a full bottle yet, but I'm gonna buy it. I am really enjoying my sample, and I'm saving the last drops because it is a true gem. I absolutely love this perfume. The perfumer here wanted to create also a contrast, because that's what Dries Van Noten is about. I don't know if you're familiar with this brand, but everything is super duper edgy. There's nothing conventional in their designs, and their fragrances are no exception. They have truly exquisite fragrances, and this one is one of my favorites, together with Sois Malaqué. So the perfumer here apparently wanted to create a contrast, completely cohesive and in line with the brand. And the contrast they wanted to create was between something classy, a very classy and haute couture note, as she said, like iris. Iris is a very classy floral note, with something very different, very fresh, very invigorating, as it is mint. And in fact, this fragrance has two types of mint: spearmint and peppermint. The perfumer is Fanny Ball. She's an amazing perfumer. She has an amazing portfolio of fragrances I truly love, like 𝘿𝙄𝙎 Pure Nectar. She's also the nose behind almost all flankers from L'Interdit by Givenchy, Louis Prince by Louboutin. So many loves of mine. I truly love her fragrances, and this one is no exception. I was saving a few drops to do this video, guys. It's so good. Oh, it's so fresh. It's so good. The moment you sniff the first drops, you get like an injection of energy. So invigorating, so fresh. There's nothing earthy here, nothing dirty. Very beautiful. It also has carrot seeds. It's also musky. It has ambroxan. And remember what I told you before in one of my previous videos. When you see ambroxan in a notes pyramid, you can expect a very long-lasting fragrance with an above average projection. And this is exactly how I would describe this fragrance. It is very long-lasting. It lasts about 8 hours on my skin, if not more, 8 to 10, I would say. That's without even overspraying. And projection is way above average. Every time I wear these few drops, I got tons of compliments. People asked me what I was wearing, and I couldn't believe it because I truly sprayed only a couple spritzes. I'm truly milking my sample, as you can see. So beautiful. Although this fragrance has the two types of mint in the opening, as the fragrance transition, you will start getting more and more of the iris. Although you can pick the iris right in the opening. So if you love iris, and if you buy this fragrance because you love iris, don't worry, you will smell the iris the moment you pull the lid off. There's a lot of freshness here. It's interesting because the opening is slightly spicy, but also very fresh. And that's because we have spearmint and peppermint, as I was saying at the beginning. It's a really interesting combination. But as the fragrance transitions, you will get even more of that iris, which is buttery and creamy rather than powdery. There is some powderiness here, very light powderiness, but it's more creamy than powdery. In the dry down, you will still get the iris, but it also becomes a little bit musky. It's so beautiful. You have the ambroxan in the base too. Ambroxan not only helps with longevity, but it has a very subtle woody scent and gives this fragrance an extra layer of complexity. It's a very elegant perfume. I can't wait to get my full bottle. Really beautiful. Neon Garden by Dries Van Noten. The next iris fragrance on my list is a very popular one, and it truly lives up to the hype. Iris Malicam by Maison Crivelli. This fragrance is so stunning, you guys. It's so unique, so beautiful. It's extremely buttery and powdery and leathery. This is the thing. Iris, if you've been following me for a while, you know I always talk about iris. It's a note that I truly love. But I have to be honest with you and tell you that iris is a tricky note because it takes different directions. It really boils down to the whole composition and what the perfumer intends to create. But iris can be waxy, can be lipsticky, can be leathery, can be powdery, can be creamy, can be buttery. It can be so many things. In this particular case, we have like three aspects of the iris combined into one, because it's powdery, it's leathery, and it's also very, very buttery and creamy. 𝘿𝙁𝙾 has a very interesting note. So good. So this fragrance also has a green accord, a green scent. It's not really strong, but it's there. It's definitely there. It provides a lot of freshness. And to me, this green scent makes this fragrance more unisex, although to me it leans more feminine, but it's 100% unisex. And the note that is giving this freshness, this green accord, it's galbanum. And although we have this green scent, it's not herbaceous, it's not aromatic, it doesn't smell like grass, it's just green and fresh, and it makes this fragrance super refined and also unisex, as I was saying. Let me spray it on my skin because it's just too much. I really want to have it on my skin. It's really, really beautiful. It's also ambery, and amber is not a note, it's actually an accord, and vanilla, it's part of it. So we have a subtle gourmand component, but this is not a gourmand scent. So if you're looking for a gourmand iris fragrance, this fragrance is not for you. However, the gourmand component, thanks to the vanilla note here, makes this fragrance very addictive. There's also a very subtle nuttiness, but very present too. It's subtle, it's not in your face, but you can pick a nuttiness here, and that's coming from the mimosa note. Mimosa is a flower, but it also has a very subtle nutty aspect, just enough to make the fragrance nutty without smelling like hazelnut or like almond or like praline or something like that. But the nuttiness is here, it's very present, and makes this fragrance so unique and so beautiful. This is a type of scent I will never layer with anything. I think I would be doing a disservice to this beautiful creation by layering with anything. It's just stunning. It's so strong. It has such a strong presence. It truly doesn't need anything. It really stands on its own. It's really beautiful. And if you like iris fragrances, similar to 𝘿𝙁𝙁 in that it smells very different. It's a very unique iris perfume. This is also very long lasting. So if you like this bold, different type of iris fragrances, 𝘿𝙁𝙁𝘾 is a must try. It truly lives up to the hype. The next iris beauty I have on my list today is Le Rouge Rouge by Louboutin. I reviewed this fragrance before and I'll never get tired of reviewing it. And when it comes to iris, I think this is one of the most stunning iris fragrances you can find out there. It truly is so beautiful. I love iris. I'm very picky with my iris fragrances. It has to be a very particular iris. I like the iris both powdery and creamy, but I like it more when it's buttery. So more than iris, I prefer orris, but sometimes orris is really expensive, so the industry uses carrot seeds instead of orris, so it doesn't smell quite the same, but when it has a very buttery, creamy orris, I'm sold. So this fragrance, so the moment I pull the lid off, I close my eyes and it makes me feel I am in a Parisian cabaret. So sexy, so mysterious, such a date night type of scent. It doesn't get any better than this. It's a pretty simple fragrance in terms of the composition. There are basically only three prominent notes here, which are iris, cardamom, and vanilla. The iris and the cardamom are the most dominant in the opening. The cardamom here is strong, it's present, slightly spicy, but also sweet and creamy. Combines incredibly well with the iris. The iris in this fragrance, it's also creamy, slightly powdery. There is a very slight, very subtle powderiness, but it's more creamy than powdery. It's not waxy, it's not lipsticky. Probably slightly lipsticky, but it doesn't resemble an old makeup case or anything like that. It's super elegant. It's a nighttime type of scent. It's an all year round type of fragrance. I think this perfume in particular is great during colder weather and also spring. Usually I don't reach for it often during the summer, but spring, I think spring is the season for this perfume. It's just perfect. It screams spring. It's stunning. I think spring is the season. So when I first bought this fragrance, I wasn't truly happy with the lasting power. To me, longevity, it's not a deal breaker. As long as I love the fragrance and as long as it lasts about 2 hours, 2 good hours, I'm okay. If I like the fragrance, the scent and the quality of the ingredients to me are top priority, because I can always respray and I always carry decants, so I'm not that concerned if the fragrance is not super duper long lasting. Now, if it lasts less than 2 hours, then I have an issue. And this fragrance used to last probably 2 hours max. Now, after quite some time, it seems the fragrance settled. The fragrance now smells even better. The creaminess is more prominent now, but the lasting power, it's like 3 times stronger. So I'm super duper happy with the fragrance. It didn't change a bit. It actually smells even better than when I bought it, and I couldn't rave and recommend this enough. Louis Rouge by Louboutin. The next iris fragrance on my list today is Iris Poudre by Frédéric Malle. Actually, the perfumer is Pierre Bourdon. This fragrance is so good. It's so stunning, so good. It's creamy, it's powdery. Among all the fragrances I reviewed today, I think this is the one that has more powderiness to it. So if you like powderiness in fragrances, if you like powdery perfumes, this fragrance is for you. I love powdery notes, powdery accords. I think they are super feminine, super sophisticated, very girly, very sexy. Beautiful, just beautiful. This fragrance also has ylang-ylang, it has rose, iris. Of course, iris is in the middle notes, and the middle notes, guys, just for reference, the middle notes is what the fragrance is about. So we have the iris note in the heart, in the middle notes. And in the base, we have sandalwood, we have musk, and we have tonka. So we have a sweet gourmand component, but this is not a gourmand fragrance. When we have a gourmand component, what it does is that it makes the fragrance addictive, basically addictive. We want to keep smelling our wrist or wherever we spray the fragrance, but it doesn't smell like pastry. It doesn't smell like a snack or anything like that. It's super refined, very sophisticated. It's the epitome of effortless chic elegance in a bottle. This perfume, guys, it's timeless femininity. It smells very upscale, very luxurious, sophisticated, as I said. It's powdery, as I mentioned earlier. However, it's not as powdery as the name suggests, because poudre in French means powder. And it's not as powdery, as I was saying, as the name suggests. But yes, I would say it has enough powderiness to make those who like powdery fragrances very happy. It lasts 8 hours on my skin, if not more. It's very long lasting. It has great projection during the first hour, great sillage. After that, the fragrance settles down a little bit, but it never becomes a skin scent. The fragrance will continue projecting for the entire lifetime of the fragrance. It's a really great performer. The next one on my list is Bruma by 𝘖𝙁. This iris fragrance, you know, one thing I love about iris is how versatile it can be. Although you can smell the iris in all these 6 different fragrances, it smells completely different. It smells completely different. This one, for example, it's so luxurious. This one is a very clean, ultra clean and soapy type of iris. Very feminine. I don't find this unisex at all. I think this is really feminine. It's slightly lipsticky, slightly waxy, a little bit leathery, very subtle. The leather here, it's not as prominent as it is in the other fragrances I reviewed today. Here is more lipsticky than leathery. Very clean and very inoffensive, completely mass appealing. Yeah. I don't know where the freshness is coming from, but it's also fresh and slightly green, not aromatic, but slightly green. 100% signature scent worthy. This is a type of scent you'll never get tired of wearing. It leans a little bit mature, but not old-fashioned or anything like that. In fact, iris leans on the more mature side, no matter how it's combined. It is a note that leans more mature, but again, that doesn't mean it smells old-fashioned. Nothing like that. It has a beautiful sillage. It lasts about 6 hours on my skin. Very beautiful sillage, very sheer, very translucent, very versatile. This is an all year round type of scent. During the winter, it smells very crispy, very clean. I love it. And during the warmer months, it becomes richer and a little bit sweeter. You know what? I don't encourage blind buying. You know, I say that all the time. However, if you're gonna blind buy no matter what, I don't judge. Not everyone has the opportunity to test fragrances before buying. Buying samples also can be expensive sometimes, but I have to mention this little disclaimer here. I'm not encouraging you to go and blind buy. However, if you're gonna do it, no matter what, I think this one is a very safe blind buy. If you like clean iris perfumes, very translucent type of iris fragrances, very clean, very soapy, this one, it's pretty safe. So the next one, guys, is actually an honorable mention. I reviewed this fragrance before. I think it was in my previous video. It's Royal Earth by The Harmonist. So I don't want to repeat fragrances because I just reviewed this fragrance in one of my previous videos, if not the last one. I think it was in the last one. I'm gonna link it right here in case you wanna check it out. But I couldn't make an iris fragrance list without including Royal Earth. This fragrance is a queen. It's a queen when it comes to iris fragrances. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very refined, very sophisticated, smells super luxurious, super expensive. It's so good. I have two friends who don't like florals and they are absolutely in love with Royal Earth. And mind you, in case you want to buy it, I've heard it's been discontinued. So if you like it, you know, try to get yours before it's gone, because once it's gone, we know how it rolls, right? Resellers get crazy with their pricing. So if you like this fragrance, I'm gonna link it down below in my description box. If you like it, grab a bottle as soon as you can, because again, I've heard, I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard it's been discontinued. I wanted to bring this up because this fragrance deserves an honorable mention. And yeah, I wanted to let you know that the fragrance apparently has been discontinued. So in case you want to grab yours, Royal Earth by The Harmonist. And the last one for today, guys, is Iris de Syracuse by Boucheron. I've reviewed this fragrance like 3-4 years ago. This is my second or my third bottle, to be honest. I absolutely love this fragrance. It's super duper affordable. It's like 4 ounces, and I think you can get it for $70 or something like that. It's super duper affordable. So beautiful. It's a floral, fruity, creamy, powdery type of iris. Very airy, very translucent. It's musky. I don't get anything earthy, anything dirty here. Very beautiful. Very feminine. So nice. It's very similar to Louis Rouge by Louboutin. In fact, I always recommend this one as a good alternative because it is really close. Among all the iris fragrances I've tried on the market, I've tried a lot because I love iris. This one is the closest one to this one. And after 15-20 minutes, I can't even tell them apart, at least on my skin. Maybe on a blotter it's different, maybe on your skin they are different. On my skin, after 15-20 minutes, I can't tell them apart. So this is a good alternative. But I love my Louis Rouge and I will keep on buying that one for as long as Louboutin decides to keep producing it. There are subtle differences, and I think that Louis Rouge is creamier, while this one is more musky. So that's where the compromise is. If you like more musky fragrances, maybe this is a better option. But if you like creamy, velvety fragrances, this is a better option. Both are beautiful. Price-wise, of course, this is way more affordable, but the other one is a stunner too. It's a stunner and I keep her for life in my collection. It's very long-lasting. It lasts about 8 hours on my skin, but it's very sheer. This is 100% a skin scent. Louis Rouge has more projection and better sillage. This one sits closer to the skin, although Louis Rouge is also a skin scent, but it projects better. Now this one projects maybe in the first half an hour and then the projection is basically gone. However, it's very long lasting. If people come close to you, they'll be able to smell it and you'll get very beautiful compliments. So yeah, this is Iris de Syracuse by Boucheron. So guys, this is it for today. This wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed my iris fragrances. Let me know in the comments if you like iris, which one is your favorite. I'm always in the hunt for a beautiful iris fragrance. I can never get enough of iris. So let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. Stay safe and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.